What up, meal prepping nation? It's Bobby, and today we are gonna do an easy 6-ingredient meal prep that is straight up delish, because you have been asking for a simple, straightforward meal prep, so you know, as always, I'm gonna hook you up. We are making oven roasted Greek chicken, bathed in olive oil, lemon juice, and lots of garlic, cooked in the oven until golden brown and delicious, and served with a lemony quinoa, spiked with garlicky spinach. So if you love straight up meal prep that is all about the flavor, baby, subscribe to my channel. I have new meal preps every Friday morning, and I would love for you to join the Flav City community. Ingredient number 1 is right in front of me in the form of 5 chicken drumsticks and 5 bone-on, skin-on chicken thighs. These two are my favorite chicken cuts ever, because anytime you get chicken with the skin and the bone-on, it is so much flavor. Now let's season these guys up with a little bit of salt and pepper, and I think we can agree salt and pepper don't count as one of the 6 ingredients, right? So pinch over some salt, a few cracks of black pepper. And then for ingredient number 2, I'm gonna reach for a Greek's best friend, oregano. This stuff is really floral, it's fragrant, and honestly, I cannot imagine making Greek chicken without it. So go ahead and shake a good amount over the top of the chicken. Now flip the chicken over and repeat the same exact process. Not only is this recipe pretty much a one-pan wonder where you just chuck it in the oven and forget about it, but it uses my favorite ingredient in life, olive oil, and lots of olive oil, which I'm not counting as an ingredient, because can we all once again come together as one and agree that olive oil is a pantry staple that we all have? So go ahead and drizzle in, or actually gulp in, half a cup of olive oil. And then we're gonna go for garlic as ingredient number 3, keeping track here, and not just any garlic, a ton of garlic. I'm talking like maybe 6 cloves just for the marinade.
All oregano is an ingredient?
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah.
I thought that wasn't an ingredient.
All right, vote below. Do you guys think oregano is an ingredient or not? Because if it's not an ingredient, this is a 5-ingredient meal prep, which sounds a lot better in the title, but this video is gonna come out ahead of time anyway, so just leave a comment and let me know. Go ahead and add the garlic. Now for ingredient number 4, Greek food and lemons are BFF, but I have to get the most flavor potential out of my lemon. So first I'm gonna do my favorite thing in life, zest the lemon and then juice it into the marinade. So I think I'll do a total of 3 lemons, then cut all 3 lemons in half and add the juice to the bowl. Give that a good whisk up, and then pour half in each baking dish. Now keep in mind, not all of that olive oil is gonna soak up in the chicken, but it will keep it very moist and super flavorful while it's baking in the oven. By the way, I'm preheating the oven to 400 degrees. Now let's pop these guys in there for 1 hour exactly. While the chicken's in the oven, we can get started on the quinoa and lemony spinach. Back here, I'm boiling some water with my electric kettle, and when I wanna get things cooked really quickly, the kettle will save me a lot of time. So I'm gonna measure out just under 2 cups of water, and then add it to a pot. Now for ingredient number 5, I am using protein-packed quinoa, because you know I love the stuff. It's a superfood, and I think it's definitely a lot healthier than using rice, as this recipe would normally do. So go ahead and add 1 cup of quinoa to the pot, along with a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now I'm gonna cook this for 18 minutes, but I'm gonna throw it on the back burner, because while that's cooking, I'm gonna get started on the garlicky lemony spinach. So I'm preheating a large, emphasis on large, nonstick pan over medium-high heat. I'm gonna drizzle in maybe a teaspoon of olive oil. I think we have enough olive oil in the chicken. I don't wanna go overboard. Next, go in with a couple cloves of garlic that are finely minced. You're gonna need a lot more spinach than you think, so I have 6 ounces right here, but I also have 6 ounces on standby, because as soon as it goes in the pan, this is all water weight. It will wilt down to honestly nothing. So get a little browning on the garlic, but don't burn it, and then go in with the first 6 ounces of baby spinach, and just start to move it around the pan. In about 1 minute, that'll wilt down, and we can add the next batch of baby spinach. And actually, to maximize the ingredients that we have, why don't I shake in about a half a teaspoon of oregano, and that'll add even more flavor. Now when it looks like that, it's time to add the second batch of spinach. Now you wanna hold off on salting this to the end, because if you salt it now, at the end everything is gonna concentrate and reduce down, and you're most likely gonna have an over-salted spinach. But check it out, you guys. After 3 minutes, this is what I was talking about. It literally wilts down to nothing, and now is the time to season it with salt, because I can see the quantity Once again, if I did it earlier, I would definitely oversalt it. So pinch in a 1/4 teaspoon of salt now, a few cracks of black pepper, turn the heat off, and just like the chicken, I'm gonna use lemons because once again, 6 ingredients, or 5, depending on how you count them. I wanna maximize each ingredient as much as possible, and this needs a little bit of acid, a little bit of brightness to really wake up the flavor. Now, if I weren't constrained by these 6 ingredients, I would totally put some red pepper flakes in there. A little bit of heat would totally round out the flavor. All right, spinach is done. Let's just wait on the quinoa, and then we'll combine the two together in culinary matrimony. All right, the quinoa is done and super fluffy. Check this out. You always know the quinoa is done when the seed unravels and that tail there is very visible. I'm gonna transfer it to a big bowl. Then grab the cooked spinach here and add that. Get all the juices in there too. That's all flavor. And then give it one big mix up. And by the way, if you guys have not liked the Flav City Facebook page yet, go over and do that because every Wednesday afternoon at 4 o'clock Chicago time, I'm doing live cooking streams from this kitchen. We can hang out, you could ask questions. It's a really cool time and we do it every Wednesday, so come on over. Now because the spinach was seasoned but the quinoa wasn't, I do want to give one more squeeze of lemon juice in here and really utilize the lemons to their full ability and wake up the flavor of the quinoa a little bit. That spinach is garlicky and lemony. The quinoa still has a little bite on there. That's a healthy take on a classic Greek side dish. All we have to do is wait for the chicken and then we're done. Now talk about hot from the oven, you guys. Look at this chicken. Golden brown on top. That oil is just bubbling away. Now see what I mean? That oil didn't really soak up into the chicken. It just kind of basted it and kept it really juicy. You might want to cover your pans or your baking dishes at home with tin foil. Otherwise, you're going to be scrubbing like I am for about 30 minutes afterwards, but it's worth it because that chicken is legit. I'm going to let it cool down just a little bit and then we can build our meal prep containers for the week. Glass meal prep containers in tote. 6 ingredient meal prep has never looked better. That is awesome. Before I plate it in the containers, let's do it on a regular plate first. I'm gonna grab a scoop of the quinoa and garlicky spinach and put that on the plate. And this chicken thigh looks golden brown and perfect. Set that down. And then don't forget about that sweet roasted garlic in the pan. That stuff is so good. Put that right on top of the chicken. A little bit of lemon zest to finish the dish. And there it is, you guys. Dinner is ready. Who wants that in their pie hole? And for the containers, grab 2 pieces of chicken and put that in the corner. And then a nice portion of the spinach and quinoa right next to it. All 5 containers are done for the week, and this drumstick right here, this guy is calling my name. I'm going in. You guys, there are almost no words to describe that chicken. It is crazy tender, so juicy, lemony, garlicky. Close your eyes, you're in Mykonos eating that. That is awesome. The recipe, along with the storage instructions, reheating instructions, and macros are all below. You've got to make this, then tag me on social media when you do, because I love seeing your creations. If you want to see 2 more videos that are healthy and delicious meal prepping for the week, check out the ones below me, but I will see you next week like I always do. Until then, # keep on cooking, but I got a lot of eating to do now.